That is a tube amp. This is a 1970s tube amp. Kind of has more features than what they started with, and this has to do with technology and how things have changed. This is a Vibrolux from the 70s. Started making these in the 60s. It's a vacuum tube amplifier, and this one is vacuum tube rectified. And I'll show you what a tube looks like. I'm going to put this on standby. If the camera gets shaky, that's just too bad. I'm doing this on an iPhone. An iPhone, that's technology, people. It's if you haven't used one, it's pretty crazy. You can do anything with one. I'm shooting a video. I'm going to upload the video. Give me 1 second. Oh yeah, I've got to appear on the video. This is me. Kind of look like Fidel Castro. I shaved a little. Me and chocolate donuts. I'm watching the awards. Anyway, I'll show you what a tube looks like. It's kind of dark. Anyway, tubes look like little light bulbs. And it's a rectifier tube. These are power tubes beside there. These are preamp tubes. More preamp tubes. It's kind of hard to see. Maybe I can turn that around. That's a little better. Anyway, what a rectifier tube does is it changes AC to DC. Wow. Space Cadet. What that does is gives us a clean signal to work with. AC is really noisy and dirty. It's not very smooth. Although I never understood we use AC to pick up the signal, which I'll get more into in a little bit, but that's what that tube does. Early amplifiers were all vacuum tube rectified because there was no rectifier diode that came along later. Power tubes provide power to the output transformers which drive the speaker. You have a power transformer too. What happens is plug into the 120, which is what your wall is, and it comes in, and this transformer basically steps up the voltage, and depending on the kind of transformer, it may give you two primaries off with like 325 volts a piece. A lot of voltage, people. I've heard it only takes 1/10 of an amp across your heart. I don't know. I don't want to find out. You got a bad power tube. I'm glad we looked at this. Anyway, that's what tubes look like. They drive the speaker back here, and this is a output transformer I'm tapping. Hello. Oh, that's hot. That's the power transformer behind the power tubes. Alright, I'm going to show you another amp. It's small. This basically is a Masco head from the 50s, and it's the same thing without a speaker, just imagine that. And the rectifier tube, this is also a rectifier. It was before the diode. Well, you can see these things are kind of bulky if you think about an amplifier. That's what I'm getting at. How technology is definitely smaller, which allows me, who lives in a very small house, to have lots of crap in it. Bunch of flat screen TVs, My little boy's room, the bedroom, these amplifiers down here, because anything that has an amplifier in it, basically a tuner circuit, would have to contain all this crap to do anything. And what happened is the transistor came along, and the chip, the integrated circuit, and basically did away with all this. Right. Again, this is where the rectifier tube would go. Power tubes, big meaty power transformer, output transformer, couple odd tubes, some preamp tubes. This thing is a 2-microphone phonograph, and the phonograph is dampened because the phonograph's already supposed to have some amplification or preamp with it. You set your ohms back here at this tap, and I'll give you a little peek at the inside, and that'll be all of that, and that should do it. You get your wall power, from the wall. Hopefully it's decent. It comes in, it's changed into DC, and basically you have an input on the front of this amp, which you probably can't see now because I flipped it. And the guitar signal goes in there in millivolts, and it runs across your magnetic pickup. Gets picked up by the first preamp tube, and cathode emitter base kind of thing there. It gets amplified, and depending on the gain stages of the tube characteristics and tubes you're working with, they give you your sound. And so make these little amps, they play through them, rebuild them, all that kind of thing. And my girlfriend pointed out how much junk we have in our living room. Little digital picture frames over there, TV, and I'm 33, so not really old, but I'm kind of old, and there's lots of stuff that used to be way bigger if you don't remember. So that's my video. Good luck with me uploading it. Thanks.